Hi there, everybody. Just wanted to pop on here and tell you a story about a journey that I've been on over the last couple of months. Started with the Positive Intelligence organization and the program that I've been part of with them. If you know anything about it, or if you don't, essentially what happens is you have to go through a process, identify your saboteurs and the things that are getting in your way from achieving the things that you want in your life. And then working through what those saboteurs are, how they show up for you, and what you can do to sort of like clear them and kind of get them out of your way. So that's that program. The saboteurs that showed up, judge, of course, everybody has, but then more importantly, hyperachiever, avoider, and restless are the three that showed up for me. And that was fine. I was working through it. It all made sense to me, and sort of superficially digging into all of those things. And then about a month or so ago, I signed up with a coach, and he asked me, "What are you tolerating in your life?" Which sent me down a rabbit hole of digging into what am I tolerating, but more importantly, why do I tolerate all the things that I tolerate in my life? And what showed up for me as I was, doing some mindfulness work and like just really digging into my own awareness, what showed up for me was this avoider, and how this avoider was created. And I can do other videos on the other two, but this one is about the avoider. So avoider for me showed up because I grew up in a household where I was the child, the only child that was, younger, and my sister was older, and she had a boyfriend who was older, and my parents were there, and they would engage in these debates. And as a young child, I would have been like 8 or 9 or 10 maybe at the time. As a child, I looked at this and I just heard voices raised and conflict, and it was just loud, and I didn't want any part of it. I didn't fully understand or comprehend what they were talking about, and it was just loud, and it just seemed like conflict. So I left. I would go hide in my room, or I would leave the house and go outside and like play with my dog, or just whatever. I just didn't want to be there, and I didn't want to be part of it. So now looking back on how does this show up for me in my adult life, and how has it shown up for me all along, I don't love it. I don't love conflict. More importantly, I don't love conflict when it has something to do with me. Pretty good at defending other other people's conflict, but my own conflict, I don't want to step into it. And I can see now how that childhood experience has put this armor of avoider around me to protect me from instances where I feel like there's conflict and it's going to harm me, which is interesting because that actually doesn't serve me now as an adult, does it? So now the question of what am I tolerating shows up, and I go, oh, I know why I tolerate all the things that I tolerate in my life. It's because I want to avoid conflict to the point where it gets really, really bad, and then I have no choice but to face the conflict because I need to do something about it. So pretty huge crack open into why I do the things I do in terms of tolerating. I am really happy to say that I've stepped into this place of power over the last 2 weeks. I have reevaluated a whole bunch of different relationships I have in my life and really asked the question, is this relationship serving, or is this relationship using me? And then I've made whatever decisions I've needed to make around that. I have made a decision around this really unhealthy situation I have in my house with a general contractor who was going through his own situation, and I was really being understanding and empathetic. At least that's what I thought I was, and I was. I also was avoiding conflict, so his situation was causing all kinds of drama in my life. So I've dealt with that. And I've started putting other boundaries around different things. So I feel really empowered about making those decisions for myself. And this is still a work in progress, right? I'm still figuring this out. I'm still integrating this knowledge. But what's really important is as things show up, I ask myself this question now. Is this serving me, or is this somebody who's going to be sucking me dry? So that is my question to you is what are you tolerating in your life? What has my story unlocked in you? Did it release anything? Did it open something up for you? I would love to hear more. So hit me up in the comments and let's connect and let's chat. Thanks. And I hope this was helpful.